Hey, Pete Hendricks with Hendricks Classics here. We have had some folks show interest in how to make their own splash. And as many of you know, we are offering the scent your own option and selling fragrance oils. We hope you'll do it with our fragrance oils. Of course, you don't have to. The only thing I'll say is that we put a lot of time and effort into getting quality fragrance oils, but you don't have to use ours. I think Hendricks Classics is all about delivering value for customers, and there's huge savings available. We all know how much splash costs, and in defense of the artisans that make splash, including Hendricks Classics, you can't do it the way I'm going to show you tonight. It involves liquor that you drink, and because of that, the government has gotten involved, and once they get involved, stuff starts getting expensive. And so I would just mention that in defense of artisans. So the first thing I want to do is show you the different sizes that we are able to offer if people want to get the appropriate glassware for their splash. Now, we don't sell the Avon decanters, but I love these guys. I've got a bunch of them, and for years I've been making my own splash and putting it in these. This one's my favorite right here. This is the Old Spice, but I digress. So the first thing we'll cover is how, if you want to make enough splash for one shave, how to do that. Well, here's how I do it. So right here, this is a bottle of alcohol. In just a moment, I'm going to show you which alcohol I think is a good one. I'm going to loosen the top. And we've got some James Bond here. I'm going to loosen the top here. And so turn my hand over. Put some alcohol, the appropriate number of drops for me, rub my hands, and it's ready to apply. And the appropriate number of drops is something I'd like to hit on for a moment. I really want to encourage everybody to start with 2 drops and increase from there. And the whole issue here is fragrance burn. And so don't want to see anybody. If you start with 2 and go up, you're probably not going to get burned. Some of the fragrance oils or essential oils are more likely to burn than others. The number one offender is lemongrass, and CDB loves the lemongrass, and he's using a couple of drops, and I just want to caution folks, move up slowly with the lemongrass. The barbershop. Our barbershop and a lot of other ones, I don't know what it is in it, but those are sensitive for folks too. Now, another thing I wanted to mention, this is the 5 milliliter bottle of fragrance oil, and it doesn't happen all the time, but they do get tipped over, and if it tips over, it'll spill. And at this point, I'm treating that as a warranty issue, because I feel like I'm the one selling you a product, and the product ought to work the way it should without tipping over and spilling half of it. So if it spills, just let me know, and I will get another vial out to you. I'm working on getting some little stands to put it in so it won't tip over. Let's see. While we're on the subject, you want to close these 5 milliliters snugly but not tightly. And I don't know if the camera will show that, but right here, this is starting to separate. And as far as I have been able to find, these are the best droppers on the market, the best glassware on the market. It's very hard to keep fragrance oil and essential oil in the bottle, and these do that. However, if you tighten it too much, that will break, and that will always be a warranty replacement. Because, like I say, I think it's on me to provide products that work correctly. So, next, let's see. Let's talk about ingredients. And so what I want to cover is the easy way to do it tonight. And so the easy way to do it is to have alcohol and to have fragrance oil or essential oil. And you have two options here. One, you can get the cheapest white rum that money can buy around here. That would be Castillo. The advantages of the Castillo are that you can buy it by the half pint, so it's cheap, and it has hardly any smell to it. That's the real advantage I like. The disadvantage is, as we all know, oil and water don't mix. Well, the way they make this 80 proof or 40% is by cutting it with water. So if you use this one, you will have to shake it before use. If you get down the road and you're adding witch hazel or whatever, you'll have to shake it before use or use some emulsifying agents. The other option is to go with grain alcohol. And the advantage of grain alcohol is there's no water in it, or very, very little, and because of that you don't have to shake it. The fragrance oils mix right in. The disadvantage is around here they don't sell it by the half pint, so you have to buy a bottle, and a little bottle like this is $20. But those are your two options there. And here I put together a few notes on what I wanted to make sure to cover. Okay, so now we're going to talk about how to make splash or cologne in quantity. And so with all of these, with all this stuff here, we have it in stock, and I have it with the shakers. The shaker where you turn it over and shake it and it comes out of your hand. I have those on order. And so the advantage of these smaller bottles is that I'll be able to calculate how many drops you should put in there. This bottle's not going to last for long, but be easy to correctly measure the amount of fragrance oil. And the percentage of fragrance oil, I think 4% is probably a good starting place. We're selling ours with 5.5% fragrance oil. If you want to go up to a cologne or something like that, it could be 20%. But how you measure the fragrance oil in smaller quantity is going to be an issue, and these smaller bottles make it easy to do. And so then we've got the 4-ounce bottle and the Ultra Pump. These hold 4 ounces, the Avons. So, where's my notes here? Okay. So you've got a couple of options. When you go to measure the fragrance oil, it's going to be a very small amount, and your kitchen scale will not weigh it. And so this is a very dirty and well-used jeweler's scale. You can get these either at Walmart or Amazon for under $15. And the key feature that you need, if it says jeweler's scale, it'll have this. So it's not shown, but the key feature is on grams you need 2 decimal points, and on ounces you need 3 decimal points. So you can go that route, or you can get the smaller ones, and then if you want to make a bigger one, reach out to me. The contact information is on our website, or you can hit Pete at HendricksClassics.com. The phone number on the website is my cell phone, so you can text and tell me how many ounces you want to make, and I will calculate the correct amount. I'll measure it out and then show it to you in a picture next to something where you can see it, get a good idea of how much it should be. And that will make that. So let me see. I'll calculate. You reach out to me. So what I was saying is I want to try and keep it easy for everybody getting started. We can work on fancy footwork a little bit later. If you have any questions, either reach out directly or respond in the comments, and I'll get back with you. And that's what we've got here. Hey, thanks a million zillion.